everyone. Welcome to Narratives, Numbers, and Nonsense. This is New Year's Eve episode, third official episode after we did a little bit of a short Christmas Eve episode last week. We got a lot to break down this week. We're looking forward to it, but as always, we're going to start with a little bit of a game. We're going to start with a familiar one, which is the Athlete Wordle, and then we're going to get into a new one, which is a connection style game after that. But I'll let Tom introduce the Athlete Wordle for me.
Yeah, so like Gabe said, we did the athlete wordle last week. This is where Gabe's gonna guess a series of NFL players, and each guess, I'll give him a hot or cold range to see if he gets any of these categories. So the categories are the team they're on, the division they're in, the position, height, age, number, and college conference. And so it's pretty straightforward. You'll get more into it once you see after each of Gabe's guesses. So Gabe, start guessing.
Okay, let's start with Joe Mixon.
All right, Joe Mixon, you have yellow for the division, gray for the team. You have gray down or gray up for the height. You have gray up for age,
Okay,
or no, gray down for
so he's
age,
26 or
and
younger. He's tall. He's
number
taller, right? Than 6'3", or what was it? Not
gray
six.
up for height.
Got you. So he's 6'4" or taller, and in the 30s or higher. No. Okay. Let's
No,
go
gray down for age.
gray down for age. Yeah. So
Mixon's 29.
yeah, he's 26 or younger, but he's 6'4" or taller, but his number's 30 or higher. What was the position again? Situation? Yellow or
Gray.
gray? Okay, so we're on defense. Okay. Um, Caden Ellis, Falcons
You have
linebacker.
uh, green division,
Nice. So NFC
yellow
South.
team.
Okay.
Um, down for age.
College doesn't matter because of Idaho. What's the number? He was Ellis is 55.
Yeah, gray up for number.
And are we still gray up for height? So he's 6'5" or taller, or are we in the yellow now?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, wow. So
Gray
yeah,
up for height.
big motherfucker. 6'5" or taller, defensive player, not a linebacker. Played in the NFC South. Jalen Walker. Actually, he kind of counts as a linebacker slash defensive end. So let me go back. Sorry on that guess. Because
Yeah, and he's not in the Falcons too.
oh
Because I
yeah, right,
said
Caden Ellis. Okay, so we've got a player who's not on the Falcons, is in the NFC South. It could be a Saint, Panther, or a Buck. They're probably a defensive end because I don't think corners are 6'5" or whatever. Um, like unless this guy's just an absolute unit that I don't know about. D line could be, but okay, so let's think here. I feel like you'd pick a Panthers guy, but man, this is tough. Okay. Bucks pass. Chase Young?
hey.
Wow. He's because yeah, he's big, man. He was on the Niners. Is Chase Young?
Yeah, he's 6'5", 26, number 99 defensive lineman on the Saints.
Wow, there we
There
go.
you
Okay,
go.
so three guesses, maybe four if you want to count that stupid
That
double
was good.
Falcons guess. Wow, I thought I was stumped, and then I just like that was kind of all I could think of. Because I mean, do the Panthers have any great edge rushers right now? Not
No,
really.
not that are no.
Yeah, I mean, who else
I guess
is
like
6'5" on a defense?
it could have been like Derek Brown if it was a Panther,
Yeah,
but
a
he's a
linebacker could be 6'5", but like outside of linebackers, probably D end linebacker. Like
yeah, yeah.
no corner
Good
6'5".
guess. There we go.
Okay, so the way this game's gonna work is we're gonna do a athlete connections. So if you've ever played the New York Times game, where you have basically a grid that's 4x4, and there's 16 words, and there's four categories, and you have to try and figure out what the categories are in groups of four, and then once you get them after a certain amount of misses, I think you get four misses, then you win. So this is going to work the same way. You're going to get four misses, but you're going to have a 3x3 grid of athletes, and you're going to have to figure out what the three groups of three athlete categories are, as well as guess the category. If you guess the three athletes correct, so you say, hey, it's this group of three, but you don't get the category right, I'll say, okay, yes, that's right, but you don't get the category, which is going to count as one miss. So you get four total misses, and you have to try and figure out the three categories in three groups of three. So the grid is going to pop up on the left here, but for people listening, this is definitely a more visual game, but I'll try to just list the players. In the top left, we start with Kobe Bryant, then Luther Burden, then Paris Campbell across the top row. Across the middle row, you have Ken Griffey Jr., Tyreek Hill, and Pablo Sandoval. And across the bottom row, you have Dallas Goddard, Gary Payton II, and Cairo Santos. Start thinking.
Okay. Um, I'm thinking first one won a championship for Kobe, Tyreek Hill, and Goddard.
No, that is not
Miss?
one of the categories.
Okay.
Kobe, Tyreek Hill, and Goddard. Kobe and Tyreek Hill are in a category together.
Okay. Um, my second guess is I'm gonna say dad has played in the respected sport, but then I was gonna guess is Burden, Griffin Jr. and Gary Payne in one? They're like the
That's a
second or
category.
third of their. That's them three.
Yeah, you got the category right. You know it. It's
It's they're
yeah, they're
they're
a
a second
junior,
or
a
third.
second, a third.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And there's a suffix
Perfect.
in their name, right? Gary Payton the second, Luther Burden the third, and Ken Griffey Jr. have a suffix in their name.
Yeah.
That's your first category.
Perfect. And I've got one miss. Okay, three more
Yeah.
misses. Who's the bottom right guy? Who's that?
Cairo Santos.
Oh, it's the kicker. Damn. Okay. So Kobe and Tyreek are in one. I got those three out of the way. All pro. A been in multiple championships. Is that nothing to do with
Nothing's
championships?
award related or championship related here.
Okay.
I'll help you with that.
Okay. Oh. Like names of cities: Dallas, Goddard, Paris, Campbell, and
Come on.
Cairo,
Yeah,
Santos.
Cairo Santos, Paris Campbell, Dallas Goddard. Their first
Okay, there
names
we
are the
go.
names of major cities. There you go. Last
Well, yes.
category. So you know it's Kobe, Tyreek, and Pablo Sandoval.
San.
What do these three
Okay.
players have in common? This is a tough one. This is probably the toughest one.
They got arrested for something, or
No. Think it's not about their name. Think about names.
oh, I don't know sandbars, but it's like a animal nickname.
It's an animal
The
nickname.
black
The Black
mamba, the
Mamba, Kung
cheetah.
Fu Panda, and the Cheetah. There you
His
go.
name's Kung Fu
Yeah, he's the
Panda.
panda. He's my favorite player ever. Like this is my childhood hero, man. He was never a like all star consistently, but whenever we got to the playoffs, he would just fucking mash. Like he won us three World Series, just mashing. He hit three homers in one game in the World Series. Guy's a legend. Definitely a Giants
Damn.
legend. But
All
yeah,
right, there
Pablo
we go. That was
Sandoval.
good.
Yeah, there you go. Once you get one or two, like it really lines up a lot better. The game really just gets hard if you can't get like your first two guesses right. But yeah, there you go. All right. So first we're gonna talk about some the Bucks, man. Like what is going on, right? You've got some stats on that. They're like 1-7 in their past eight, and they could be in the playoffs. This is the team that could be a playoff team.
Yeah. So let me jump into this. This is a little bit of my specialty, NFC South specialty. So yeah, like you said, the Bucks are 1-7 in their past 8 games. The only two teams that are worse records in those weeks are the Cardinals and Raiders. I think yeah, like you do not want to be compared to these guys. Like Raiders just lost the poop bowl between the Giants to get the first pick. Cardinals have been on a terrible streak. And in those 8 games, Baker's thrown for 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and he's thrown for less than 200 yards per game on average in each of those games. And the fact that they have a opportunity to make the playoffs, like, is ridiculous. It was such a downfall. You look at the earlier in the season, they ended up or started out 5-1 in the season.
Hmm.
Baker was a clear front for MVP.
Do you know, were they
Like, and he
playing
didn't have
tough teams or did they like wiped out a pretty easy schedule and it was kind of fraudulent? Like I don't that five
like
and one.
they beat some good teams. Like they beat the Seahawks. They had a good game
Yeah.
against the Bills.
Yeah,
But
so
I think they
yeah.
got swept by the Saints. They went 1-1 with the Falcons. So yeah, I just think that such a rise and a fall of such a good team. Like Baker started off with no Mike Evans went down early, Godwin went down early, Bucky went down early, and he was
Right.
winning those games.
Right. It
He
makes
was
no
winning. He
sense.
was
They
5
got
and 1
healthy
those
and they're
games.
losing.
And they got back. Bucky's back. Mike Evans is back. Godwin's back. McMillan's been playing well. Ibuka was a front runner for offensive rookie of the year for a
Do you ever
while.
get scared like,
And
hey, maybe 3, 4 weeks into having everyone back, this team's gonna get like turn it on? That's because I keep thinking that, but they just keep looking terrible. I don't know. Weird squad. We'll get into more of what's going on in the NFC South later, but also in like football this week, the last few weeks, refs, dude, like what's going on, man? Refs are just selling games. I know, like or not the Panthers, sorry, the Rams didn't really deserve to win that game after how they played and the
Mhm.
3 picks that Stafford threw, but that no PI call on the play to Tutu would have put them at like the 5, 10 yard line. Game's going to
field goal range,
OT,
yeah.
and anything can happen in OT. We had Seahawks Rams the other week.
Mhm.
And then again, like we talked about the was it a roughing call, right, in the Saints Panthers, and then we had a PI
Yeah,
call in
yeah,
the Bills Patriots. Like these are very important season deciding playoff implicate. Like these are all the teams we're talking about right now in the playoff
yeah.
sphere, and these decide games. So like refs can't. I'm not really complaining for the Rams, but more about like having bad high stakes calls as we're nearing the playoffs is just not something you want to see. Like that's not good.
It's all about being like consistent, like as well. Like if you're gonna make one call, don't make the next call, and like vice
Right, that's been
versa.
a
And
big
it's like
issue.
we have so much technology in the NFL to make these calls. Like obviously, like you can't review a penalty, which is like it makes sense. That would like ruin the game. Because like sometimes like if it's like an iffy call and it's called on the field, then sure, like you gotta like
Yeah, yeah.
just keep it like that. But the fact that you have so many cameras, so many more refs, so much more like high tech opportunities for them to like view the game more. Like there's so many missed calls this season that have like
Yeah.
had so many huge implications for teams.
Yeah, and I mean, especially like in the past few weeks, and especially in important games in like the fourth quarter and big plays, which is just completely unacceptable. It doesn't seem like they've really used the tech stuff at all, like that much this season.
No, no,
That
no.
they
And another
rave
thing
about.
I want to talk about is a big thing that they put this year was the hip drop tackle. So many guys have been injured by the hip drop tackle. It's when you tackle someone, you
Yeah,
wrap
yeah,
them over to one.
yeah.
Cam Sadabo, his knee snapped because of a hip drop tackle that didn't get called. Um, Someone else just got injured about that. But like, if they're implementing these new rules with these penalties and then just blatantly not calling real ones, and I think I've looked at it, they've called zero hip drop tackles this season, and
Wow.
it's like, why put that
Yeah, I
in the
was reading
league if you're
about
not
that
gonna
issue like before the season. I don't really track it, but
that's how
a lot
so
of
many people
things
get
where
their
it's just like
ACLs
I think where
for.
the NFL like tries to position itself isn't really matching up with how games are called. So that just needs to
Yeah.
get better. That's essentially what I think is going on there. I mean, like other
I
shit that happened this week. I don't know. Bijan and Derrick Henry, like 400 combined rushing yards. Obviously, different games, but just those two guys. Bijan's like the next
Six
Henry.
total touchdowns too. Yeah.
6 total touchdowns. Wow, yeah, crazy. Bijan's like he's different than Derrick Henry, but to me he's like the next Henry. Like I think if he stays healthy, he's just gonna be so good. Like it's not. I think it's part of the receiving game expanding so much. Like you're seeing guys have like 2,000. I mean, Bijan and CMC both have like 2,000 scrimmage yards. I'm pretty sure. It's
Mhm.
crazy. You don't see as much of guys just getting yards in multiple ways and being on the field for different play calls. Like they're not just on the field to run the ball anymore. So but yeah, I mean, the running back position is, I think, the deepest it's like ever been.
I agree. Yeah. It's great to see. But yeah, just going back more football talk. So yeah, Monday Night Football, crazy game. Talking about some PI calls not being called in huge parts of the game. Falcons almost pulled a funny meme once again. Down
21
20
0.
or up 21-3.
Yeah,
Yeah, 21-3, 21-0.
21, whatever.
Two defensive touchdowns, a pick six thrown by Stafford, and then a Jared Verse blocked field goal taken in the house.
What a play. He's so good.
Yeah, and it was just a very close game, really good game. I think it was 27-24 or something like that
27-20.
final score. Yeah, it was almost a funny another crazy upset. I saw that the Rams were 0-62 when trailing by 21 points in like a certain part of the game. And so, yeah, just going back to being consistent, like Rams had the momentum in that game. That PI call not getting called is just crucial. But yeah, just going into that a little more, like Stafford, uh, he's thrown 8 picks this season.
Hmm.
5 of those interceptions have come from the Panthers and that Falcons game. He threw 3 in that game,
The
which is just
NFC
ridiculous.
South, the most dangerous division in
He's
the
just it's
NFL.
taking him down.
I think that's part of the reason why I'm not too worried about him. Like he's still whatever. He's still got it.
Yeah.
People are overplaying how bad Stafford. It's not like Darnold didn't throw 0-4 against the Rams 2 weeks ago, and now everyone's like quick to be like the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL. People forget shit
Right.
so quickly based on recency. So,
Mhm.
Stafford's man, he's 4,200 yards. I think he's a Hall of Famer. I still trust him, but I agree with you. Rams, like you got to be consistent, man, especially entering the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
that was a very important game to not look like they looked, essentially.
Mhm.
Like even if they won, that was not good. So like they got to get some things together. But yeah, let's get into some NBA stuff that's happened this week. First of all, big storyline: Nikola Jokic goes down after he went 56, 16, and 15 against the Timberwolves a week ago. Man, we're like, we don't appreciate this specimen enough. This guy's crazy. What does he do the next game? 34, 21, and 12 at Orlando. Great defensive team, low pace team, hard to put up a ton of stats against that. Next game, he's 19 minutes into play. Usually plays twice that. He's already got 21, 8, and 5. Probably another triple double. Massive game. And his teammate, Steph's Spencer Jones, they're like bad, like bum rotation power forward who's getting minutes right now or whatever he is. Steps backwards while Jokic is behind him, right in the paint, lands on his foot, hyperextends Jokic's left knee. The good thing is a lot of people like everyone saw that they thought it was like torn, like ligament type situation and like it was gonna be really bad, like season ending. But it's only a month, so that's the silver lining here. But I mean, the team already didn't have Aaron Gordon with a hamstring strain, Christian Braun with an ankle sprain, Cam Johnson with another knee hyperextension, just like Jokic. Like they're at third in the West. They're I think 20 something wins. Like they're playing well. But they're going to have to really get through a time here with a month without Jokic and their other star
Mhm.
players. And, like, I don't know. It's going to be tough.
What quarter did you say you got stepped on in the second quarter?
Yeah, I think it was the second or earlier in the third. I was watching and, like,
Any
I don't
any
remember
any any
exactly, but
timeline on that?
yeah, so it should
Like,
be
is it
should be 4 weeks, I think, is the exact.
jeez. Yeah,
So
that could be a
that's actually
massive
much better
decline.
than anyone was expecting. But the thing is, like, it's crazy because Jokic had played fewer than 70 games in a season only once in his career, and that was in 22-23. He played 69. So this guy, like, he hasn't missed 5 games in a row or something since like 2017 or something, I think. That's what I was reading. So, like, what did it take to injure him? His teammate, like, injuring him.
Yeah, stepping on him, especially,
Crazy.
like, a random player, like, that dude's got
Yeah.
nothing going on
Yeah,
for
I,
him, he just
I
threw
can't
in.
imagine. I was thinking, like, imagine you're Spencer Jones, man. You probably feel like you're so distraught that you did that, right? Because, like, yeah, obviously you're not trying to do shit. You're just playing basketball. You're just trying to hustle, and then, like, oh no, like you lose awareness for a second, your teammates behind you. So unfortunate. But I mean, the big thing for the Nuggets is can they stay afloat, right? Can this West is really deep, and the Nuggets are in third, but they could really easily slip to eighth, ninth, tenth, a play-in spot in a
Yeah,
matter of weeks. Like this is a super deep West, and they're going to be playing Jonas Valanciunas, Kelsey 2.0, love him. So he's going to need to come in and play good backup minutes. Now he's going to start. So he's going to need to translate that and at least just be a good anchor for the Nuggets who are missing
right,
some of their pieces. And they're going to need to stay afloat. The one silver lining is the second silver lining, I guess, is they're entering their softest schedule of the season. Through January, their opponents have a 433 win percentage. So if you want to like look at one bright side, they might be able to pull together some weaker wins
yeah.
while the week. But another big implication of this is just MVP. I thought the MVP was Jokic's. I wish it was his last year. I'm a little bit of a Shea hater. Obviously, he's incredible. I love Jokic. I just think as good as he is, he's still underappreciated. Is kind of my stance on Jokic. But I get the narrative. I mean, Jokic had three MVPs. They love to do a. I mean, OKC ended up winning the championship, and they love to do that kind of back and forth, like, oh, this guy stole it from him. So I was really confident with the way Jokic is playing this year. Like, it's going to be his again. I mean, he's leading the league in rebounds. He's leading the league in assists. He's a center. He's fourth in points. It's crazy. And so I mean, I think it was going to be his unless anything crazy happened like this. But now he's not going to have the playing time, and if, barring any crazy injury to SGA, the MVP is SGA's. I don't really see
Yeah,
anyone else fighting with that. A little bit sad that Jokic isn't going to win his fourth MVP because these are
and I just
the
like
type
saying
of
about the
things that
NBA
matter in the
recently.
GOAT conversation, right?
Yeah, I would say especially in the NBA, what I like, it's very back and forth. Like you got the Bucks winning, then you got the Raptors winning, then
Right.
you
I think
got
that different teams
Cleveland
won like
Spring
5 or 6
winning.
years in a row.
Exactly. And like obviously every once in a while there's like a Jokic wins two back-to-back MVPs and whatnot, but like I like how it's not dynasty based. I mean, it
Yeah,
obviously
there's some
is with
parity now. It
championships.
used to be dynasty based, but
Exactly.
really in the last few years, I was reading
Yeah.
an article a couple months ago, like the parity in the NBA has really skyrocketed compared to other
Exactly. Like
sports.
this could be the first time where an AFC championship game has not had uh Mahomes, Brady,
Wow,
or
yeah, yeah,
Peyton
right.
Manning. And it's like
And
that's crazy. The first time in
and
like 20 something years.
yeah, holy cow, that's crazy. I was supposed to say going back
And
to
so
Manning, like
yeah, it's just like I'm glad that the NBA is like continuously like not random, but like new teams start to get better and
it's
continue, and then
become yeah
teams that are
much
pretty
more.
good start going down.
With the playoffs, the regular season's always been a little, and with the NBA, but now with the playoffs and like mattering, like if you're a 7 or 8 seed, even a lot of teams have made runs. You had the Bulls a few years ago. I remember you had the Warriors looked good
Mhm.
last year until Curry went down as a 7. So you got these like lower seeds. There's just a lot more depth in the league. But the thing is, there's also the
Yeah,
Thunder, who are twice as deep as anyone else. So it's the NBA is in a very interesting spot right now. But I think that's enough recapping. One more point I want to make is just Keontae George. We don't need to get into too much, but we talked about him in episode one, 2 games into his breakout. He's now 9 games into a 30 point per game breakout on 45%, sorry, 50% shooting. He's incredible. My one gripe, this dude doesn't play good enough defense. If you're going to be, like, if the Jazz are
he's
going to
play good in
be,
defense, you said?
doesn't play good on defense. Yeah, he is going to get exposed. If you want to be like the lead guard, if you want to be the SGA, the Jason Tatum of your team on a winning team, you need the ball. You need to be able to be trusted with the ball in your hands in clutch positions, and you need to be able to play the point of attack on defense. Because if
Yeah,
they got to switch in their like wing or like come in with a sixth man to like play point of attack because they're a defensive specialist, you are not a superstar. So
yeah,
he's got to get that figured out. But I mean, I'm not too worried. There was a bunch of stuff about how his hustle was bad last year, and then like, what are we talking about? His hustle is incredible this year. And this is a young guy who's going to figure it out. He's incredibly
yeah.
talented. I know you love him. You watched him last night against the Celtics,
What's
right?
going on? He's going crazy.
37 points again. Yeah, just good stuff from him. But for the first thing we're going to get into, I guess, tonight, we got some college football playoff quarterfinals and
Great. Gonna be a great game.
Miami and Ohio State. So I've done a little bit of research on this, but to give you just kind of the basics, the line's at 42 and a half, or it was open at 42 and a half. It moved down to 40 and a half. It got bet down. A lot of people were on the under. A lot of sharps were on the under. Um, I'll explain a little bit of why that's the case. Miami's plus 9.5. I think they're still hanging plus 9.5. So they're just playing that classic trap number as like to keep
Let me
people
see if they're
want
still
that
9.
10.5. People always want that 10.5. I want that 10.5. So they're trying to, I think, play a little bit of a trap number. In terms of the game itself, this is a game that profiles very much as a who controls the possessions, not a raw explosiveness game. I think it's going to come down to potentially one or two explosive plays or big turnovers. That's going to decide who covers the spread. And the big stat here is that Ohio State just controls possessions at an incredible rate. Like they're on third and fourth down, they're number one in the country, 56.3%, while Miami's 49.7% and is notably weaker purely on third down. And like you're not going to win a game like this with potentially limited high stakes possessions needing fourth down conversions, right? Sustained drives are going to shorten the game, and even if they
And
end in
even if
scores, there's going to be less total possessions because of the way these teams sustain drives. And so that's partially why they're playing such a low total with a high spread. It's essentially they're saying this is a low possession game. This is a game with high leverage drives that's decided on a few big plays. That's what Vegas's angle here is.
I just looked actually, it's +7.5 now, Miami
Wow. So heavy movement
dropped
on
to.
Miami late.
Yeah. And so I just think what we were talking about, this game comes down to coaching and unpredictability. Coaching Ohio State, they just won the championship last year. They have a great coach in Ryan Day.
Right.
Heisman finalist in Julian Sayin. You have Jeremiah Smith. You've got great running game. You've got great defensive linemen. But yeah, it's going to come down to who wants it more. Is the coaching going to happen, or is Carson Beck, the old Sevy veteran, going to come in and lift their team up? I'm pretty sure they're Miami's wide receiver number 10 was ACC Player of the Year or something
Tony?
like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
And they got a great running game, great defense. They limited Texas A&M to what, like 7 points? What was it again?
7 points. Yeah.
10?
Yeah. So to get into, I mean, a little bit more stats and stuff that might help you get a picture here. First, to get into the quarterbacks, you said it. Julian Sam, it's his first full year, 3,300 yards, 31 TDs, six picks, 78% completion rate. Absolutely blazing stats, like insane stuff in terms of QBR. Like that's the QBR guy's dream. Um, Carson Beck in his third full year of playing QB, 3,100 yards, 26 TDs, 10 picks. Let's be clear though, he had four of those picks, I'm pretty sure, against Louisville. So
Yeah,
kind of like a Stafford situation. He's not throwing picks every game, but he has 10, and he's had some issues under pressure. He's also at a 75% completion rate, two really accurate QBs, and he has the experience edge in high leverage moments like Tom's been hinting at constantly. This is a guy who's been here on this stage. Julian's saying, not really. I mean, he watched Ohio State on the stage last year, but right, this is the first time, other than the Indiana game, I guess. So, Sand wins through timing, structure, and staying ahead of the chains. Beck's downside risk rises when Miami's down. He gets put into long yardage situations. Miami likes to throw short, and he can make mistakes. In terms of the skill position, Tom got at some of these guys. Wide receiver Malachi Tony, that's the Miami player, 992 yards, 90 receptions, eight touchdowns. You got Jeremiah Smith, I mean, 1,000 yards, 11 tutties. Bo Jackson, running back, great freshman for Ohio State. He's been a beast. And Mark Fletcher Jr., who I think I'm highlighting as the key of this game, is Mark Fletcher
I agree.
Jr. Miami, he must be functional early and on early downs. If Miami becomes a 3rd and 7 team against the NFL quality, basically like Ohio State pass defense, he is going to be fucked. Especially when their average depth of target for Miami is like 6 yards. Like they love to play short field and get yards after catch. So they're going to need to get ahead of the chains. And if Mark Fletcher Jr. can't do that, I think the whole game falls apart for them. Another thing,
What did he have last
he went
week?
crazy last week. He had like 160 yards or something, I'm pretty sure. And his line's about 52 for this game. But another thing, like trenches, Ohio State's right guard, Tegra Chabala, I'm not sure how I say that. I'm pretty sure he's out for this game, and he's started every game since 2024. So one place where things kind of line up for Miami is their edge rush is incredibly good, and Ruben Bain Jr., that's another X factor in this game, absolutely, when I get into the defensive identities here. So OSU is comfortable playing short and efficient. Julian's saying, hopefully, is comfortable. He's going to just be in the pocket. He doesn't like to scramble. He only has a 4% scramble rate. He's going to be throwing quick throws. Like it's going to be designed to be quick plays, I think. It's going to be Julian saying backs up in the pocket, 2, 3 seconds, gets the ball out, one like quick stuff. And that's going to be really efficient. And the only place where that really goes wrong is if Miami can create a big chaos play, right? Like if they can get a fumble, a pick, like that, stuff like that, that can really turn the game around. Otherwise, I just see Ohio State just slowly walking down the field, playing their 5 to 6 yard passing game, dink dunk. They don't need to play explosively, and they're just going to slowly bleed the clock dry and win this game. That's kind of what I'm seeing. But in terms of the
I agree.
spread,
I think it's all about not getting Beck in long 3rd down situations, because then that's when he makes mistakes against Louisville, throws picks. I agree. It's all about the run game early on, making sure you're in third and four or less situations early on, and making sure you can convert those a lot easier. Because then you can use the run game or the pass game. But if you rely on the pass game early on, they will lose this game by a lot. Yep. I think it's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be really fun to watch
Yeah,
tonight. Yeah,
I don't think Miami can't win. I just think it's slow, controlled bleed. My leans would be plus 10.5, like if I had to force something, because I think that one explosive play, that pick, that fumble can happen. Um, So just for a few picks here, a couple touchdown prices, just like the Bama game last week. I'm going with Mark Fletcher Jr. anytime at plus 175, Brandon Inniss anytime at plus 700, and CJ Donaldson anytime at plus 310. Be careful with Donaldson. It's a good price, but he had like 0 carries last week, so I don't really know what the deal with him is. So just go look at the news or something for that. But yeah, Fletcher Jr. and Brandon Inniss look like good prices. And then a couple little parlays for some fun here. Keelan Marion, the wide receiver two on Miami slash wide receiver three, he's their explosive yardage guy. And sorry, not Alabama. OSU likes to double and really like swallow up the wide receiver one. So I think that's going to let Keelan Marion get some great opportunities in this game. Max Clare, the tight end for OSU, 20 plus receiving yards. I think, like I said, OSU is going to be playing to Miami where they know that Miami's going to be getting pressure. They know that Miami's going to be coming quick, and they're going to be playing those short, quick passing yards over the middle.
mhm.
Max Clare is a great target for that. And Brandon Inniss at 20 receiving yards, the slot receiver who's had one reception, 0 receptions the past few weeks, and so his numbers are down a little bit. People aren't thinking, hey, this guy's going to be something. But you're the wide receiver on this Ohio State offense with saying slinging. You should get looks in a game like this. Plus 550 for those three legs. And then the other one is if you're confident Miami shows up and plays football, like I said, I have reasons to not be. But if you are, Beck 200 plus passing yards, Mark Fletcher 50 rushing yards, plus 10.5. That would be my parlay. Just grab that
I
extra
like
point.
that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right,
So,
should we hit the next game?
yeah, Oregon, Texas Tech. Uh, I don't really know much about Texas Tech. I've been saying that, but I have over the past few days
Fine.
been leaning to Texas Tech. I've got their money line at plus 118 for this game. I don't know if you agree there.
I like the money line, yeah, for sure. They have a crazy good linebacker, Jacob Rodriguez. Yeah, and Texas Tech played great in their last game against BYU. Their quarterback looks good. The running game looks good. Their defense looks
Baron
great.
Morton. I know nothing about their QB.
Who's that? That's your quarterback?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Have you like watched them at
But
all?
yeah, I think Oregon was playing too much patty cake against JMU. Almost came back to bite them at the end. But yeah, I think that Texas Tech is great price. I think it's gonna be a great game overall. And I don't have a lot of faith in Oregon, especially. I think they
Me neither.
are a very explosive play type team where they have to go big with their tight end, with their wide receivers, Dante Moore, scrambling, and I don't trust their defense on the other side. I think, like you said, Texas Tech is priced pretty good to try to take that.
Yeah. I mean, Texas Tech hasn't lost with their starting quarterback in the lineup. They haven't lost against the spread, against Power Four competition with their quarterback in the lineup, and they have not even come within 10 points of losing against the spread against Power Four competition with their quarterback in the lineup. So it's like this team has just been incredible the whole season, and they're dogs. Why? Like I don't get it. I it's or like I don't understand why Texas Tech isn't favored. I think they're the better team. I think they're the more well-rounded squad. They lead by far in quality drive rate in this matchup. Their defense is number one in the country. Their field position metrics are number one in the country, and Oregon struggles with field position. So this looks similar to Ohio State versus Miami. I mean, I think Texas Tech is going to just kind of wear them down. Oregon State is going to have to rely on explosives and probably through the air, which is not what they do. I don't like that for them in this situation. Texas Tech is going to control the game, and they have a well-rounded and efficient football. They have the best defensive line in the country. And the number one question for me about Texas Tech though is if they take control of the game, can they run the ball effectively? Because that is their weakness. They're about 50th in the country in running the ball EPA. And Oregon though is their weakness is their rush defense is about 35th in the country in rush EPA. So otherwise these teams are top 10, 15 in every other big metric. But this could get interesting if Texas Tech can't run the ball effectively, especially if the game stays pretty close and Texas Tech doesn't have a meaningful lead. Like Oregon's going to come knocking. This offense is ridiculous. They're going to pound the rock. Their committee backfield Four running backs, three of which have over 600 yards. The four have combined for over 2,000 rushing yards. Like they have so many weapons to attack you in the run game that Texas Tech doesn't want to get behind here. But I think they're going to control the game, take care of business. Oregon's going to have some trouble in an unfamiliar situation facing like where they can't just run all over you and score 50 points. I think it's going to make them uncomfortable and they're going to have a tough time. So tomorrow or another game tomorrow, Bama, Indiana. That's the next one. I forgot. I think
Mhm.
that's the Sugar Bowl. Um,
Uh, Rose Bowl, I believe.
Rose Bowl, Rose Bowl. Yeah, yeah. So Bama. I mean, Bama's a pretty flawed team. We've seen that, but their passing game is fucking explosive. Like they have a crazy high ceiling. I was talking about this a week ago on the podcast. I was saying how I'm thinking the total's too high. I'm leaning under, but after looking deeper into the way this matchup plays out, like yes, I think on paper these defenses make it seem like it should be an under. But I think Indiana's going to take control of the game early, especially with Bama's like serious struggles to run the ball. I mean, it's atrocious what Bama's done on the ground compared to these other playoff teams. And if Indiana gets ahead 14-3, 17-3, 17-7, 14-7, anything along those lines at half, we saw what Bama can do. Like this pass game can get explosive. And I don't think that means Bama's going to come and pull off the upset because I think Indiana's going to return fire against the Bama pass defense that's actually a little bit suspect and a Fernando Mendoza who's obviously lights out. So I just think this game could get ugly in the second half. So the two ways I played is the first half under, or what I'm leaning now, I cashed out my game under, is Bama over 12 and a half team total in the second half at plus 140. I think
I like that.
they're gonna be behind and they're gonna turn the Jets on and they're gonna get some explosive offense going. But yeah, I just don't really know how this one plays out in terms of the total overall. So I'm staying off the under now. I'm not backing that anymore. But could be a great game. Charlie
I used to be a
Becker,
really game. You're looking at Indiana. Sorry to cut you off. You're looking at Indiana. They're three running backs. Kobe Martin. He's got 500 yards this season. Who are the other two?
Roman
Uh,
Hemby, and
Yeah, Roman Hemby and Kalen Black each
yeah,
have, I think Kalen Black's got 850 on the ground, and Roman Hemby's got 1,000. Like, you got a great running game between those three backs. You've got great wide receivers in Omar Cooper Jr., Elijah Sarrett, and like you were about to say, Charlie Becker. Those
yeah,
three
Charlie
guys
Becker.
each have, yeah, Charlie Becker, he's got 515. Sarrett's got
Sarah's an
700.
absolute monster.
Omar Cooper's got 804. Like you've got good receivers and a good group of backs where you can keep rotating each guy in. And like you said, Fernando Mendoza's lights out. He has been playing a little iffy against good teams. He's thrown a lot of picks against I don't think thrown against Oregon, against Penn
I don't
State.
think he's
Like
thrown too many picks. I mean, in general, is I don't know. I don't know. But
I
yeah,
think I
you're
saw
right.
a stat. There was like a decent amount
In
against
like
like
against
top
like
ranked.
certain competition. Yeah, interesting. Again,
But
I
yeah,
agree with you.
I think
I think they're
yeah,
going to
I
control
think
it.
it's going to be a game where Indiana comes out firing, showing Mendoza's the clear Heisman or was the clear Heisman without a doubt, and they're going to pass the ball around a lot. And so it's just about is Alabama the better coaching team with Signetti being the better coach? It's all about coaching, I think, is what comes down to it.
Coaching, I think, is very important, and as well as I think I'm agreeing with you. Indiana should take care of business. I'm going to caution that I'm not betting the spread in this game. It's another 7.5. Like we said, Indiana could control the game and Bama could backdoor cover. And that
Exactly.
doesn't mean Indiana played a bad game. This Bama offense is explosive. So I'm not going to touch the spread. I'm not going to touch the total.
Maybe an Indiana like first half spread, like 3.5 or something like
Exactly.
that,
I
two and
was
a half.
when I was fooling around last night, I was looking at Indiana money line, Bama second half, team total, like dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Just basically what we're saying in terms of Indiana's probably going to control this game, but don't bank on control lasting forever because Bama can blow this shit open. That's kind of I think what we're saying here. And yeah, Charlie Becker again, the receiver who you put on my radar, and then I went and looked, and he has a 50-yard reception in four of his last five. This Bama pass
Yeah.
defense can give up big receptions. They're not that highly ranked. His over longest reception is 22 and a half. So if you're someone who has college props, go take a look at that. Charlie Becker,
Like,
Tom Sleeper guy that he put me on to. Great stats. Last game, Georgia versus Ole Miss. I've been saying Georgia's the truth, but I've also been saying, hey, this Ole Miss team deserves respect. I thought both of these teams are pretty good all season, and plus 6.5 again, a number that I don't love. I would be playing Georgia if it was like 4.5. I'd be playing Ole Miss if it was like 8.5. 6.5 kind of just lands in that middle ground where I don't like it. The over I'd lean, but again, I don't know totally because it's 52.5, which is a high number. So I'm looking at this game from more of a let's put all this together and hit a player prop because Ole Miss is explosive on offense. They could be trailing. This game has defenses that are not as Georgia defense is not what it usually is, and you have a QB on Ole Miss who's just been absolutely on fire, Trinidad Chambers. So I'm going over 247.5 passing yards for Trinidad Chambers. Have a good game. That's what I'm
Is
looking
this
ahead
regular
at.
line?
Yeah, that's his regular line. Um, could be at 250, some like just check Bucks, but yeah, 247.5 is what I saw. Look at him to have a big game. Like I don't know what's going to happen here, but I think I know that Chambers is going to throw for a lot of yards. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So next we're going to talk about some of these NFL awards races and just our opinions on what's going on. Give our takes there. Think you're going to cover Rookie of the Year first. You got some stats for
Yeah,
that? What's going on with that?
yeah. So yeah, the race has been very flip-flop. We've been talking about Abuka, uh, Travion Henderson,
Was in this
Tyler
game as
Warren
well.
very early on. But yeah, now it's down to just two guys. I think the closest third place is like plus 1,500 or
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
Travion or something's
3,000.
way back. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's between Tet McMillan, who's minus 140, and Tyler Shuck, who's plus 140.
crazy.
Ted McMillan this season through 17 or 16 games. Yeah,
Yeah,
16 games. He's
16.
got 66 receptions, 929 yards. His average is 14.1 yards per catch, 43 for his longest catch, and seven touchdowns. I
Still
just
good.
think his production, especially with the Panthers, they have been
Right?
performing well with just one receiver. I think the closest guy in the Panthers for receiving yards is like 300, maybe
One
400.
thing I have to add to that, like the Panthers, even though they're 8-8, right? Their
Mhm.
their yardage hasn't been that good. Like they don't get a ton of yards. So for him to have those stats in the Panthers offense has been very
Crazy. It's
impressive.
crazy.
Very impressive.
Yeah. So it's really good to see that we've got a bright future in this guy for hopefully years to come. But yeah, with one more game, I think he needs to solidify himself between Tyler Shuck, who's only played 9 games, I'm pretty sure. 67.8% completion rate, 2,125 yards, 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think he's got like 3 rushing touchdowns. He's got like a 92 rating, and he's at minus 140.
It's just some pretty
Yes,
good
he
stats.
has.
Shit.
Yeah. Yes, he has won 4 straight games for the Saints. But
Mhm.
I just think a guy to come in, start 7 or 9 games,
With
and
nothing on the
win Rookie
line
of
for
the
the
Year.
season either. Like they're not playing
What'd
for
you say?
anything. He came in
Yeah,
when
they're
they're
playing
like
for
not playing for anything, right? Like Ted's been playing
exactly,
on a team that's fighting for the division all year, right?
exactly. Yeah. So I just think it's gonna be a good game, especially with Panthers playing Bucks on Saturday. Bucks secondaries, pretty Swiss cheesy, as I usually say on the show. And so yeah, he had a terrible game last week. He had 1 catch for 5 yards against Seattle. I don't think there's that many good defensive backs on the Bucks besides Winfield, who will
Yeah, and
never
Shock
be
has a much harder matchup against this Falcons pass
exactly
defense.
against
CJ
one of the best
Stafford's been.
passing defenses in the
So
Falcons.
we were
So
thinking Tet brings it home.
I think Ted brings it home. I think he gets like 60 yards on like 5 catches, maybe a touchdown, and he'll
Just
solidify it.
he just needs a solid game that's like, hey, I'm the wide receiver one. I'm here.
I'm the
Good
receiver
enough.
one. I just won
And
this
as long
game
as
for my
Shuck
team.
doesn't pull some crazy 300-yard performance again against the
Yeah, yeah,
Falcons with no picks, I think yeah,
I agree.
my
The only
thing
way
is
Shuck would win it is if that happens, like they go crazy against the Falcons. He's got 300 plus, a couple touchdowns, no interceptions, and then Ted just shits the bed or gets
yeah,
hurt.
right. Or like the Panthers just do nothing on offense. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I I know you agree with this, but I just don't even think this should be a question that's like minus 140 plus 140 right now. This is
Yeah.
ridiculously disrespectful to Ted McMillan, who's played the full season and been a great receiver. And like, dude, odd Ted. I'm pissed. It's like this guy just came and like obviously Shuck, man, it's awesome. It's cool for the future. Let this guy become the next Drake May if that's what he's gonna be next season.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
cool. Like he'll have his Tyler Shuck came in like he's been good. He's been low leverage games. That is not the same thing as like what Tet has done, in my opinion, and it just shows how much bullshit QB bias there is and stuff like this.
I
Like,
agree. Yeah, like he sure he won 4 out of their 6 games, maybe even 5, I'm not sure, but like I don't think that he should just come in and take the award from a guy who's, like you said, Panthers have not had great passing game. I think Bryce has only thrown for like he's thrown for sub 3,000, and this
yeah,
guy's got
exactly.
almost a third of that, or more than a third of that.
Like there's just no reason other than it's like the same thing with we're about to get into with Stafford and throwing 3 picks. Like there's no reason that this one or like the last game should have so much recency bias. And I'm not
I
sure if
know.
that's
Yeah.
what it is or if they got some other secret info that tells us that this guy's way better. But I mean Stafford, same thing. You were bringing this to my attention. Everyone's attention right now is Drake May versus Stafford. It's like minus 400, minus 500 for Drake May. It's fucking ridiculous to me. Like Stafford has what 42 TDs, 10 picks, and yes,
Yeah,
Drake May
42
has an
TDs, 8 picks.
8 picks. Okay, and Drake May, and we're going to get into this with the Pats in a second, but I mean, Stafford's played tougher matchups easily. He's had better stats throughout the season. Like he just absolutely fell apart kind of against the Falcons. I understand that, but he still got better stats mostly across the board until you get into like certain advanced analytics. I've got this Drake May has the highest expected completion percentage over regular completion percentage. Sorry, other way around, which means he's the most accurate QB given the situations he's put in. I get it. Like he's been really impressive, but I think Stafford deserves this MVP. I have to admit there might be some underlying advanced metrics that I haven't dug into that might argue against me. So there's that. I don't know what you think.
Yeah. Yeah, so just like I have their stats written out. Stafford's got 65.2% completion rate, 4,448 passing yards, 42 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, a 108.8 QB
8 picks.
rating.
I said 10. Yeah.
Yeah. And on the other side, Mays got 71.7 completion percentage, 4,203 passing yards, 30 passing touchdowns, 12 less than Stafford, even though Mays probably got like 3 or 4 rushing
Hmm.
touchdowns. I think no way Stafford got any this year. He's still got like a 8 touchdown lead on this guy, 8 interceptions, and a 112.9 rating. And it's like I said earlier in this episode,
Who's got the better rating? May?
May by 4.
Because rating loves completion percentage. It loves it.
Yeah. But it's like we said, 3 or no, 5 of his 8 interceptions happened in 2 games. It's like you
He
can't
was
have 2 bad
42 to
games.
5 or no, like 40 to 5 or whatever going into this last game. That's ridiculous, man. Like he should
I
be
know it's
I love Stafford.
yeah,
I'm a little bit of a May like doubter, but not
I
anymore, not
agree.
anymore.
I agree. It's just like it's crazy how and sure, he had those 5 interceptions in those 2 games. They still were good games regardless by him. I think he threw for 250
This
plus
last
in those
game,
2
I don't
games,
know if it was
2 touchdowns.
particularly a good game, but like I get what you're saying. They weren't absolute like Sam Darnold 0
They
and
were
4 with 100 passing yards games.
yes,
Yes,
exactly.
he still
Exactly.
moved the ball. He just made mistakes like old Stafford does.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like this year Stafford does.
But yeah, the Patriots 13-3 this year. On paper, that looks excellent. They won the AFC East. May's looking great. Such a young quarterback. Got some good supporting cast around him.
Yeah, great team.
But they've only beaten uh, out of their 13 wins, 2 of them or yeah, only 2 of them are teams 500 or above. The Panthers
One of
and
those is the
Bills.
Panthers, right? Who are 500.
Yeah.
So they've
Yes.
only beat the Bills over 500.
So like
Yeah.
I like the Patriots. They got a good coaching. They got a good team. Got a good run game. But I just don't see them as a powerhouse team in the AFC to go far in
It's
the
the
playoffs.
exact thing I've been saying. I don't understand why. Like you see, the Bills are at like plus 1100, plus 1200, while the Patriots are 800, plus 800. The Broncos are plus 800. Something I've just been saying is like, hey, why are we counting out the Bills already? This is when you mention that thing about like Mahomes and Manning and Brady, like not in the same lane, but I think of Josh Allen, right? Like, who are the QBs now that are going into this playoff who are that guy? Jalen Hurts. Well, yeah, we're not basing anything on Jalen Hurts, right? Because his fucking looks terrible. It's Josh Allen. He's the
Yeah,
only one, right? Like Purdy, I don't think Purdy doesn't really count because he's not really the center of that offense, even though he's
it's
been
it's
here.
Stafford and Allen.
Josh Allen is the only, yeah, and Stafford, but Josh Allen's the only one who's been here consistently as the center piece of his team as a
Yeah.
quarterback. And so to me, like, yes, their defense looks a little suspect. That is not going to be the problem. But this Bills team's pretty well rounded, I think, pretty deep, especially on offense. I mean, there's so many options at tight end. I mean, Jackson Hawes is even a good tight end, the tight end three. You got Ty Johnson, Ray Davis, on top of James
Mhm.
Cook as an offensive player of the year listings. Like,
James Cook's leading the league in rushing yards.
it's just absolutely ridiculously deep on offense, right? So defense could be a concern, but again, I don't think they should be that big of a long shot. Maybe someone to consider. It's the Super Bowl odds, like plus 1200 is something I've been saying, but
So yeah, just going into a little more football talk. Saturday's a big game, especially for me. And just going off of the Monday Night Football game, huge change in Panthers' playoff hopes and predictions. So their percentage jumped from 42% to 72% from that game because for some weird reason, I've never heard of this before. If the Falcons beat the Saints on Sunday, the Panthers lose to the Bucks on Saturday. All three teams are sitting at 8 and 9. The Bucks versus the Panthers would be a 1-1 tie. The Bucks versus the Saints would be a 1-1 tie. The weird little rule in the NFL is the tiebreaker would then go between the Panthers' record against the Falcons, and since we're 2-0 against them, the 8-9 Carolina
because
Panthers would
you're
win the
1-1
NFC
against
South.
the Saints also.
Yeah, no, we're 0-2 against the Saints,
Oh,
but the
so
Saints are even.
but
This,
because the Falcons are the third team in the division, it goes to
yes,
them.
yeah,
That is
exactly. So
so stupid and weird, but I fuck with
such a
it.
weird rule. So the weirdest thing would be is Panthers lose to the Bucks, and I'm sweating out a Saints Falcons dog bowl game
Yeah,
for us to make the playoffs.
that's crazy.
So
So
yeah,
Sunday could matter between the Saints and
Sunday could
Falcons.
Sunday could 100% matter, especially if they lose. But yeah, going into that game, little Panthers at Bucks. Um, so the three most recent matchups between Bryce Young and Baker Mayfield, uh, this year 2025 and then two in 2024. Uh, the past three games, Bryce Young has thrown for 191 yards, 203 yards, and 298 yards. In those three games, he's thrown five touchdowns, zero interceptions. And on the other side, Baker Mayfield, last game he threw for 145, 359, 235, seven touchdowns, three interceptions. So what I'm thinking about this game, this is going to be a huge passing touchdown game for both these players. I think Baker's going to come out, sling. I think this is my parlay. Hear me out. Seven legger. Baker throwing for 200 yards. He's hit that two out of three times. Should have hit it in the last game. Didn't play that well. I like Tedero McMillan, four catches, like to continue to solidify his rookie of the year. Mike Evans has been a huge impact in these past games. I like
Yeah.
him for 50. I like Rico Dowdle for 60 rushing receiving. He's got a
Mm.
lot of incentives.
What's the line on that? That
Uh,
seems pretty bold.
it's minus 250 for
Okay.
Rico 60 receiving.
Okay.
He needs seven for 250K, or no, seven for $1 million. So obviously, if he gets seven, like he still needs 53. But I think it's gonna be a huge uh, rushing game for him because, like we said before, like you need to establish a rushing game in order to get the passing game
So
involved.
so you
So,
think it sounds like the Panthers start efficiently, get some passing volume, take a lead, and then the Bucks have to kind of chase a little bit through
like
their
catch up.
passing,
Yeah,
their yardage game, not the volume receptions game. And then the Panthers run the ball to control their lead. That's kind of what this
exactly.
is sounding like. Yeah.
So yeah, and then we have Jalen Coker, who I love, undrafted wide receiver out of Holy Cross.
I
This
love
is his
him. He's
second
awesome.
year. He is the clear wide receiver too on the Panthers. Sorry, Xavier Legette, if you're watching
Yeah.
this. But
Hasn't been
yeah, I like him
great.
for three receptions. He's hit that, I think, like four of his last five games. And I like McMillan as well, 25 yards. His line has always been undervalued tremendously in these past couple games. I
Wait,
think his
so you
game
have
log, he's
McMillan
on like
receptions
50.
and yards?
I like
Oh,
Jalen
Jalen McMillan.
McMillan.
Sorry, T-Mac.
Yeah, yeah.
T-Mac receptions.
T-Mac
I'm all over
reception.
Jalen McMillan. I've laddered him the last 2 weeks, and it paid off
Yeah,
greatly
yeah,
last week.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I like Jalen McMillan and Mike
love this so
Evans,
far.
their yards. I like Tedero and Coker receptions. Because like I said, like these passing yards for Bryce have been going down a little bit, but he's
Yeah.
throwing a lot of
Is there
completions,
a
like short
seventh
little
leg
dinky
here?
dunks.
Right?
Yeah, yeah, the last leg is Bryce Young to throw for 2 passing touchdowns,
What's the odds on that?
plus 130.
I see that's the one that's juicing it. So I'm gonna just give you my one take here. I would play that six legger, and I'm not a six leg parlay guy. Is very cohesive, and it doesn't matter if I've done any research on the game. It matters because it tells one story like clearly, right? It's the Panthers have some volume. You've got two receptions on floor lines. Then you've got the Bucks need to get some yardage through the passing game to return it. And then you've got
Mhm.
the Panthers go to their back to control it when they're in the lead. That's all one thesis. But Bryce Young to have two passing touchdowns is kind of another
Yeah,
thesis. And it's plus odds. Like you're getting like straight bet that. You'll do your
yeah,
thing, but
I
for
agree.
people listening, I love Tom's six leg lay. I would go 6-1 here, and I might just trail
I'm
that.
changing it. Yeah. So it was plus 1100 before. Taking out Bryce doesn't make it that less
It's
juicy.
like
Plus
600,
700, six legger.
700. Yeah, because it was like they were charging correlation, but I don't think they're that correlated of events.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So I
like
like that. I
this.
like that a lot better. Plus 700, six legger.
Yeah, so you get a little plus 700, toss like a quarter unit on that, and then put like a half unit on the touchdowns, and you've got one or the other hits, and you're profitable on that game. I love that slate.
A sleeper touchdown in that game for anyone
Let
listening.
me hear it.
Mitchell Evans touchdown.
Whoa,
So
whoa, whoa, whoa.
listen, hear me out. Hear me out.
Let me check
Panthers
the
have
best odds while you're
three.
talking about that.
Jatavion Sanders, he splits like 50-50 with Tommy Tremble.
His numbers are
Is
very volatile. Like he's kind of been up and down too. Like he doesn't always
Yeah,
get
yeah.
usage.
He's out for the rest of the season on an ankle injury.
Oh,
So now
I
it's just
didn't know
now
that.
just Mitchell Evans and Tommy Tremble. I think Mitchell Evans finds the zone at plus seven.
I love that. When did Jatavion go down? I thought he played like literally last week.
He went down last week.
Yeah, because I was looking at his lines. Okay, wow, I didn't know that. Great, I love that. Plus 700 for a backup tight end to get involved. Also, you've been yapping every week about Bryce Young to like find it in the zone with his legs, and
And he did
usually
it.
that's
He did it.
like that happened, and then like so maybe look at those prices if you're getting 600, 700, something crazy. I don't know. That's awesome. All right. My team, this big Saturday, because this is crazy. It's literally our two teams that are playing for the games that matter. It's fucking perfect. Hopefully, if everything breaks down the right way, we've got the Seahawks playing the Panthers, little Panthers redemption game, and the Niners is the one seed. That'll be the best for this podcast. To be some
Yeah, yeah. Or
hostility if the
the
Niners are
podcast would
playing the
end otherwise.
Panthers. Tom will be sad if the Panthers aren't in the playoffs. So there's a lot of bad ways this could go, but we're knocking on wood. And before the reason I say that is because I don't think the Niners are winning this game. To be completely honest with myself, and but let me get into why I'm saying these things. The Niners just had practice Tuesday. Kittle, CMC, and Pearsall were limited or missed practice. So I mean, like, what's left? Jawan Jennings, like literally, what is left? And so, I mean, these two or three of these guys are probably going to play, but they all might be nursing injuries. They all might be limited. Playoffs are coming up, and it's not like the Niners aren't going to care. I mean, this one seed is huge. Getting to play at home until the Super Bowl is huge. Like they're going to come out and they're going to be fired up at home. But this team's fucking beat up, man. And like they also just got like they just got ran over on Sunday, and it's not necessarily a short week. It's one day shorter, but give up 38 against the Bears on Sunday. The defense hasn't looked great. It's just tough, like with how many guys are unhealthy, and the Niners just like have looked every time we look great, like offensively, something else gets suspect. Or like when we looked bad offensively and shit was weird, like the defense was playing great earlier in the season.
Exactly. Yeah. In the
It's always
Panthers game
something.
was that situation. Brock Purdy looked terrible, threw for 3 interceptions in the first half, but their defense limited us so much. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and we
it's
still
such a
won that.
flip flop.
Yeah.
Defense looks good, offense looks bad. You got to put both of them together,
And
and
the
you guys will
coach,
be a
and
good
I
team.
think the coaching's great, but there's just always one thing like going wrong. It's injuries, offense. It feels like the Niners struggle to put it together, and so this could be interesting. And you got a Seahawks team who's firing. I mean, they look good. Everyone's like, I don't think they're the best team in the NFL, but obviously they're one of them. And if you're gonna play a side here, I'd take the Seahawks, but I'm gonna stay off it probably in terms of a bet unless I emotional hedge. What I do have is a couple
Is it
early looks. What's up?
is Kittle back?
So Kittle, CMC, and Pearsall are like they're probably gonna play, but they're also like nursing injuries. So like yeah, that's what I last checked, and they were limited in practice. I think Kittle's going to play. I think CMC is going to play. I'm not. I thought Pearsall might have been the like questionable one. I wasn't totally sure, but yeah. Again, with those guys out, Jawan Jennings, 30 receiving yards. He's hit this number like 9 weeks in a row. I'm pretty sure. A little parlay leg mixed in with AJ Barner. The Niners have really like watching them play. They they don't generate pressure on the QB, even though they'll try to blitz. And then when they don't try to blitz, they leave the entire middle box of the field open because they're like playing the deep ball or like trying to keep shit in front of them, which they can't even do. Like it doesn't make any sense. Like you'll see four guys just hanging out behind the first down to like tackle the guy once he gets to the first down. And you're like, what the fuck is this team doing? And that's perfect for a guy like AJ Barner, right? He's just gonna get 8, 9, 10 yards, good look, can get some run after the catch, truck a Niners linebacker who's 5 yards
I agree.
behind the catch. Like I think he's going to get this on two or three
I
catches.
think
So AJ
Barner's
Bar,
a huge sleeper. And sorry to interrupt you, but when I
yeah,
was watching that Niners Bears game, Niners did like not bad covering wide receivers. Obviously, Burden went off, but they shut down
middle.
DJ Moore. And on the other side, like their tight ends went off. Loveland was going crazy. He had that crazy 35-yard
He
touchdown.
was cold
I
for
just
most of the
love,
game, but he heated up at the end. Yeah.
yeah, I just love Barner to get like one or two explosive catches for like 15 yards, and that hits instantly.
I think, and he's had two or three receptions, I think, like all the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah,
So yeah, Barner and Jawan, 25 and 30, minus 110, two leg of that. You could also, the other two leg I'm looking at is JSN have 70 yards and seven receptions at minus 110. Every single game where he's had seven receptions, which is I think like 12 of 15 or 13 of 16 games, he had 70 yards.
he had
Minus
70 last
110.
week.
Yeah. So that's another good leg, minus 110. Or combine that with the AJ Barner and Jawan Jennings. Just be careful that when you have three receiving angles in one game, there is some cannibalism. Like you can't, right? They can't both catch balls in the same play. All these guys, they're not on the same team. So it's always something to
I kind
consider.
of like Jason touchdown too.
I love Jason touchdown because I think he's going to just break out on this shitty Niners defense and just
Yeah,
run it in. But it's minus odds, and I'm never paying minus odds for a touchdown unless it's a
a
running
running
back
back.
one who gets receptions and carries. So it's like
Yeah,
CMC, JT, Derrick Henry. That's my
yeah.
rule.
I kinda like McCaffrey receptions as well. Just
I
by
agree. I
watching
like
the
McCaffrey receptions. I
past
just
few
didn't look
games.
too much yet at this game's picks.
Yeah.
But what else you anything else you're looking at that you like, or
Um,
angles
yeah,
to
no,
think about
I was
before the
looking
game?
at I was 100% agreeing with you. I looked at the same thing like Barner yards. I like JSN receptions. I like McCaffrey receptions. And I like Darnold to uh, sling it. He's got massive incentives this week. I don't think he's going to throw the three touchdowns, but if he throws three touchdowns, he gets 500K. If he throws for 180, I think he gets another 500K. So I kind of like his yards there too.
I
Just
didn't know that,
obviously,
and that I kind of like. What's that three touchdown price? Before we close up this section here, let me go take a look at
yeah,
that three
check
touchdown
right now.
odds because I'm just having like
Plus 300.
flashbacks in my mind about all of the plays in that Bears game where the it's just like, oh, the guy's 10 yards past the safety and wide open and runs 80 yards down the field. And it's like, why the fuck is this every play that there's like a guy 10 yards, no defender near him? Like, so yeah, I think three touchdowns.
Plus 300.
Yeah, wow, plus 300. That's really good. Plus 320 at FanDuel. Yeah, that's just under 25, like 23, 24%. I think that if you played this game five times or four times, sorry, he's throwing three touchdowns once. That's the
Yeah,
math
I
there.
agree. I
If they
agree.
play this
And
game
it's like
four times,
against a team that lets up those big explosive plays, it's all about those guys just getting in the end zone or getting tripped up by the turf monster, and then Charbonnet eats it up. Like I think that's a great value. And incentives are huge as well. Like I just feel like Barner, Cup, Rashid Shaheed could get
Yeah.
loose.
My last warning is if you play that bet, do not bet receiver anytime touchdowns. Like you're way over
Oh yeah,
correlated. So yeah, just
yeah.
just careful. If you're someone who's going to bet that, if you want to look at anytime touchdowns, also go to the other side or go to the running back Charbonnet.
I think this could be a big air game for sure. Especially with Kittle coming back. I like
Yeah,
Brock
and
going
CMC
too.
potentially not being fully healthy. I was looking at his yards is just too, I'm never going to take CMC under 60 yards, but I think that could hit because I think he could get more of his yards through the air. Like you were saying, another way
Yeah.
to look at that is to take his over receptions over receiving yards. I think we're pretty
Mhm.
aligned there. Obviously, there's more analysis to be done closer to the game, but don't want to like drown you in the games on Saturday. Um,
But yeah, I think it's another cool game to watch. And then going into my little segment, it's called the hot seat, not seat.
hot
Just
seat,
going
not
to the
seat.
next year. I know it's New Year's Eve today. I think
So
people
what's
who are on the
what's
hot seat currently,
so it's NFL player or NFL personalities, people that are on the hot seat versus that are safe that have proved themselves. Is
yeah,
that
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
doing?
Hot seat
Okay,
are
got
people
it.
that are iffy, not looking too
All right,
good for
let's hear
next
a
year.
few of
And
each. Let's hear a few.
yeah, I think Geno Smith obviously played terrible. He robbed the Raiders of millions of dollars. Mike McDaniel, he's had shines of hope towards the end with a little bit of playoff opportunity for the Dolphins. But I don't trust his play calling. I don't trust his ability to lead a team far in the playoffs. He got
I think
so
Miami's lost
lucky with
trust with him.
Tyreek Hill and Tua Tagovailoa turn the ball over, and I just feel like that he's not that good. So I feel
Yeah,
like
he
he should
lucked into
definitely
like
be.
one or two good seasons with top caliber talent when they were playing at
Yeah,
their peak, and nothing's really been good other than that. I agree. Yeah.
I agree. The next are the New York Giants. Obviously, they'd have played a terrible season, not had a good record, but just being able to go into the game versus the Raiders for the number one overall pick. The Raiders pulled a bunch of their starters. They knew they wanted to get this number one pick.
So
On
this
the
is
other hand, the
hot
Giants,
seat
like,
because they won
yes,
and
because
lost.
they won.
Got it. And
Exactly.
lost
They
the
put a
number one
Jackson
overall
Dart. They
pick.
made sure Wandale Robinson got involved. They made sure Abdul Carter, Brian Burns got involved. And it's like, rest those players. Some of them, or I get it, people who have incentives play them, but don't play these guys. They get hurt for no
Yeah, no,
reason,
I
and you
agree.
just
I agree.
lost.
Yeah, like why are you playing so hard? Kind of weird. I
No
mean,
sense.
that's stupid to ask. These are NFL players. This is what they do for. Don't ask why a dude is playing so hard. This is what they love to do. But like you get the
Yeah,
point we're making, right? You get
yeah,
the
yeah,
point.
yeah.
There's
All right, my
stakes
last guy
here.
on the hot seat is Kevin Stefanski, Browns head
Ooh,
coach.
good pull.
He
Absolutely. He's, in my
he
opinion.
played uh, Joe Flacco, I guess, for the bit, and then Dylan Gabriel. And then Shadur had some shines of life. Then he took him out on a 2-point conversion where they could have won the game against the Titans. His play calling's terrible. He should be out of the league. Not see, I think Kirk Cousins, he's come back. He beat the Bucks. He beat the Rams. He's looking good. He deserves a
He's
new
got a
job in the
job.
NFL. Someone should buy him out,
Huge.
or try to trade Penix or Penix. I feel like
Phoenix.
Penix is like a guy who shows life every once in a while, but then game three of the NFL season, they got shut out 30-0 to my Carolina Panthers. And it's like, I don't get why you paid Kirk so much.
You know I love Penix, but yeah, it's been
I
rough.
know you
It's
do,
been
but
rough.
it's like I just think that regardless of who the Falcons play, I think Kirk deserves another chance in the NFL.
Absolutely, he
The
has
next
earned
guy,
himself a job.
Tyler Shuck slash Keenan or Kellen Moore, who's the Saints head coach. Like I said, Shuck,
Love that.
incredible. Only played 9 games. He's won, I think, 5 of them. Playing incredible football. He's running the ball, passing the ball. He's playing like a veteran quarterback, even though he's a rookie. And Kellen Moore, great job getting Shuck involved, getting the rattlesnake Jake out of there, or whatever the quarterback's name was. Uh, Badler.
Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, but I think he definitely deserves to be on the hot seat. They had a rough
You
season. I
should
think
call up the voters. Tell them, hey, Tet should win the Rookie of the Year because I gave Shuck the not
I gave
seat on
him
the
the not seat.
podcast. So like that
Exactly.
keep they each want an award.
Yeah. And this is kind of like a stretch, but Sam Darnold, obviously he was a Pro Bowler last year. He's a Pro Bowler this year.
He needed to
But
prove
just
himself the
after his
second year. I absolutely agree. It doesn't happen in one
Yeah,
year.
perfect.
Went to a
Exactly.
new
You had
team, did it
Justin
again.
Jefferson, you had blah blah blah. And I get it, you have JSN now, but he kind of made JSN. Like obviously
Yeah,
JSN had great
yeah.
route running, great run after the catch. But outside of JSN, he had like kind of scrubs. Like Barner's starting to develop. Cooper Cup has been like decent. Rashid Shaheed is getting involved. you definitely have to prove yourself in a new team in your second year, and he's fully done that.
Yeah, he has solidified himself as like a Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield in the NFL. Yeah. Had a career revival. Absolutely. I love all of those. I think I agree with everyone you listed there. So because this is a New Year's Eve episode, we're gonna do a little special section here to wrap it up. We're gonna do like our 2025 recap. So each of us is gonna give there's five players, five categories here. Our MVP of the year, our rookie of the year, our player to watch in 2026, our bum of the year, and what was the last one? Surprise of the year. So this is
Mhm.
for the whole year, really. Any athlete, any sport, whole year. Who do you got? So I'm gonna start with my MVP. My MVP.
Let's go. MVP,
Yeah,
MVP.
yeah, yeah,
Boom,
exactly.
boom.
We'll go one at a time. So my MVP. I hate it, but Shohei Ohtani. Like he's just been. I think it's hard to dispute how dominant he has been in his sport. I thought about Connor McDavid. I figure that you're probably gonna go with Otani too here, but I'm comfortable that we both have the same guy in this category like this. Like he's that one guy who's just at the top of his craft. What do you
Yep.
got?
Unfortunately, I don't watch enough baseball. I don't know too much about it, but I have Shohei Ohtani as well as my MVP for this year.
That kind of says enough. Like you don't watch baseball and you've got Shohei Ohtani. Like so, that's our athlete this year. I'm gonna go with my rookie of the year. This is a tough one for me. I think that I'm gonna go with T-Mac. Um, in terms of any sport, right? Basketball, we're still early. Last season, we had some exciting guys, but I don't think anything was like crazy to watch. Right? Like that draft class was solid. And then hockey, these guys are still very young. So
Hmm.
in terms of rookie of the year, T-Mac to me has been the best rookie throughout sports so far this season. Yeah.
I'm gonna go a similar player in the sense that they play in the same city, but I'm gonna go with Con Knuppel. He has been playing lights out though. He is the youngest player to reach 100 made three-pointers by
Wow.
like
Great stat.
10 or 11 more game or less games,
Do you
which
know
is
who it was
ridiculous.
before?
I think it was Markkinen, I'm pretty sure.
Makes sense. Yes.
Could be wrong. Brandon Miller was also in that top five, but just the fact that he did it in like 29 games or whatever it was ridiculously
Yeah,
low.
insane.
Next guy did it in like 38 or 39 or something like that. I just think even though he's injured right now, Cooper Flagg's having a tear. He's definitely my rookie of the year. He's bringing a lot of joy back to Charlotte too
I
for the
love that.
Hornets.
Yeah, and I mean, relative to expectation, he has been one of the best rookies over the past year of
Yeah.
sports. Okay, so my player to watch in 2026, you could probably expect this one, but it's Keontae George. I mean, this guy's fucking electric. This guy is absolutely electric. That's all I gotta say. If he can learn how to play defense, and I think the Jazz are on an upward trajectory. I like what their coaching situation's got going on. It doesn't feel like an organization that's directionless anymore, and that helps a lot. So Keontae George to be a 27-5-7 player in the next year, I think is going to be a thing. Yeah.
Mine is a little closer to the new year. Mine's Fernando Mendoza. Not necessarily for the NFL. I think he'll be a good NFL player, depending on what team he gets drafted to. But just being the next game being on tomorrow,
What to
January
watch
1st.
as 26 starts. Yeah,
Exactly. I
exactly.
think Fernando Mendoza is going to come out, sling to his receivers, showcase why he was the Heisman, and try to lead them to a championship. Indiana's going to go pretty far, and so early watch, but I think you got to watch Fernando.
That's important for him because in my opinion, Dante Moore is going to be the number one overall draft pick as of now. So I think, yeah, Mendoza's going to need to play better than him in the playoff. But I know
Mhm.
that's not a super common take. So my bum of the year. I'm gonna go with Joel Embiid. I get it, like you're injured. I understand. I have sympathy for like injuries, but just the way he's injured, like been injured and carried himself and dealt with it, he has lost the love of like 2 years ago. I loved Joel Embiid. Like he was one of my favorite players. I'm like this guy is so fucking sick. Like he's just scores so much. And he's just a setter. Like he's just so good. He was so fun to watch play. He was offensively unstoppable. And like I get getting old and I get injuries, but like this, the way that this whole downfall has happened with him is like I basically lost all respect for the guy, and I see him on the court and I want to hate on him instead of seeing him on the court and being like I love this player. And when that big of a shift happens in a matter of a year, you're my bum of the year.
No, I agree with that. I also have a NBA player, DeMar DeRozan. I think he's been a huge disappointment
That's a good pull.
on the Kings, on the parlay slips. Just him getting the chance to showcase and continue to be a good shooting guard slash small forward. Like
Right, get
he's
a
been
new
playing
opportunity to be the number one option in a new city.
exactly. He's been playing terrible. He had 8, 7, and 3 last game. He shot like 30% or 25% from the floor. Um, and without Zach Levine's been out for a little bit, he's just not been performing. He's just my bust of the year. I think he's been playing terrible
One
recently.
thing I have to say is I've watched a lot of Kings games lately, and DeMar DeRozan is a guy who kind of plays for himself a little bit sometimes. And if you're going to be that, I'm going to hold the ball and dribble for 10 seconds before fading away for a mid-range type of player
Yeah.
on a team that sucks, is full of young guys who need to get involved and get reps. He's just the wrong player for Sacramento. It was just a terrible deal for them. Like he's just wasting reps essentially. Even if he's still a fine player, he's wasting reps relative to what he should have been. Absolutely
Yep.
agree. And then my final surprise of the year for me, it's gonna be Drake May because I have to be totally honest. This was my worst take next to Ty J Spears becoming an RB1. That dude's fucking trash. This is my worst take. I didn't think Drake May was that good. I thought he was going to be a middling NFL QB. I glorified Michael Penix Jr., who's done absolutely nothing over him. I was wrong. I was wrong. Drake May is about to win an MVP in the NFL, and I thought he was mid. So I was just completely wrong. He surprised the fuck out of me.
Yeah, mine's a little different, not for the fact that I thought this guy was gonna play bad and he came in and played well. Just I think Philip Rivers was my surprise of the year.
Love
Come
that.
in being the third ever grandpa to
Love
play
that.
a football game. I don't think he won any of those games, but he played pretty close. He played in some
Surprise of
close
the year,
games,
though.
touchdowns.
Who was guessing Philip Rivers was going to come in and get real
Yeah.
NFL reps? Absolutely.
And just the big surprise was he didn't look like a full-on 44, 45-year-old individual. He looked like he had a little bit left in the tank, and I'm
Respectable,
just glad
very
he came out
respectable.
and proved it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's a great poll. Absolutely, he is definitely one of the comeback players of the year.
yeah.
Yeah, covered a lot in this episode. I think that just about wraps it up. And thank you everyone for listening as usual. We appreciate it. We're gonna be here, like we said, every Wednesday, breaking down games, talking ball, doing our thing. Glad that you were here. Tom, anything you'd like to share before we sign off?
Just keep an eye on them Panthers, see if they can win, and, yeah, thank you again for sticking around, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, go Panthers and Niners. See you.
Happy New Year. Thank you. God bless you.